What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's undisputed clash at heavyweight between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois.
What a scene, what an atmosphere. We're about to go. Daniel Dubois' big moment has arrived. Yep, this is it now for Daniel Dubois. Got to start quick, Fletch.
Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video and go down to the bottom of your screen right now, find the bell notification button, hit that so you never miss a video. Also, guys, I want to announce some new news for the channel. You can become a Johnny Says Boxing Insider for a couple bucks a month. What this will allow you to do is have access to some of the best betting in the game, insider information on prop bets, parlays, moneyline bets, method of victories. Not only will you have access to that, you'll also be helping myself out and the channel continuously to grow. So if you've already become a Johnny Says Boxing Insider, I want to say thank you so much for that, and let's continue to grow together. All right, guys, we have another massive week of boxing. It actually starts, the action does, tomorrow night here in Sydney. I'll actually be going to that fight headline between Paul Gallen and Sonny Bill Williams. If you haven't seen my breakdown, analysis, and prediction of that fight, it's linked in this video, so have a look at that one as well. But right now, we're going back to the UK to see a rematch at heavyweight with all the belts on the line. Of course, I'm talking about Oleksandr Usyk taking on Daniel Dubois. We saw this fight already a couple years ago, and since the first fight, both men have continued on in their winning ways. We've seen Usyk go on to fight Tyson Fury 2 times and beat him by decisions both times. And Dubois in the first match got stopped against Usyk, but since then, he's 3-0 with 3 stoppage victories, most notably the biggest win of his career, stopping Anthony Joshua. Daniel Dubois is a guy that has had ups and downs in his early career. He's only 27, but when you're as big as he is, when you have that much natural power, people have high hopes for you. He had a bit of a head scratcher against Joe Joyce, and then in his first time out against Usyk, that fight had some controversy in it as well. We know about the low blow, or depending on what side of the camp you stand on, the knockdown that never was. We know what happened, ultimately how that fight ended. Usyk stopped Dubois, and with Usyk, the southpaw has created quite the legendary career in multiple weight classes. Like I said, he's undefeated. He's a smooth operator. He could box your socks off if you let him do it, and he has a really high ring IQ. So in this video, getting ready for the rematch, what we're going to do is go over both fighters' careers. We're going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business, and stay tuned to the end of the video. Like always, I'll be going over the current Las Vegas odds, and I'll be telling you where to put your money. At 27 years old, Daniel Dubois still has the entire world in front of him in terms of the sport of boxing. We know since that loss against Usyk, he has become the IBF world champion. He fought for the vacant strap that was taken from Usyk against Hrgovic, and he stopped Hrgovic to become the IBF champion. Usyk has been doing what he always does, and that is win. He's won a couple decisions against Fury since he last fought Dubois, and he has all the belts except that IBF. Thus, the Undisputed is on the line. Right now, I do want to remind everybody what's at stake this weekend at Wembley. Guys, the Undisputed fight between Usyk and Dubois is set for Wembley Stadium, July 19th. This will be on DAZN worldwide. A new Undisputed heavyweight champion of the world will be crowned on Saturday, July 19th at Wembley Stadium, the home of English football, where unified WBC, WBO, and WBA world champion Oleksandr Usyk and IBF world champion Daniel Dubois will fight for all the belts in a historic event on UK soil, broadcasted live on DAZN worldwide and promoted by Hall of Fame promoter Frank Warren for Queensberry and Ready to Fight. If Oleksandr Usyk proves successful in overcoming Daniel Dubois for a second time at Wembley Stadium on the 19th, he will become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world for a second time, following on from his original triumph over Tyson Fury in May of 2024. The Ukrainian hero relinquished the IBF portion of his title status following his Fury victory, and the title was awarded to Dubois in the wake of his interim title win over Filip Hrgović. Dubois proceeding to reinforce his world champion credentials with a thumping destruction of former two-time unified world champion Anthony Joshua. Putting the belts back together would see Usyk become a two-time undisputed champion, which was only previously accomplished by Muhammad Ali in the WBA WBC two-belt era that commenced in 1963. Should Dubois prevail, he would become Britain's first undisputed king since Lennox Lewis back in 1999 in the three-belt era of the WBA, WBC, IBF, and the first in these current four-belt times, which includes the WBO. Guys, going into this matchup, it has a lot of intrigue on it regarding an outcome, meaning that Usyk at 38 years old, Dubois at 27 years old, we are seeing a Dubois, in my opinion, mature right in front of our eyes. Things could have gone, career speaking, the other way for Dubois after that Usyk loss. People weren't high on Dubois considering how he lost to Joe Joyce, and then a few fights later he gets stopped again against Usyk, and you wouldn't have been wrong if you would have been part of the group to say maybe we were wrong about Daniel Dubois. People were doubting him, and what did he do? In my opinion, like all champions do, he picked himself up off of the canvas, literally and metaphorically, got back on the winning track, and he's done it very impressively. 3-0, 3 stoppages. You see a guy who's super confident. You see a big 6'5", 27-year-old coming into his own. He's walking differently. He has an aura about him. The only question is, going into Saturday night, does he truly believe in himself in being able to dethrone Oleksandr Usyk? Usyk is a consummate professional, consistent, flashy, technical. He knows how to win rounds. He knows how to maneuver through a ring. He knows how to overcome adversity, and he knows how to put it on you. That style Usyk has can be quite frustrating for an opponent. He does a lot of movements. He changes levels a lot. He moves his lead hand a lot. He goes up and down. He throws his hooks from different angles. It could be a lot for an opponent just optically to deal with, not to mention what he's doing physically to you. Moving at angles, being slick. Not a lot of heavyweights historically have gone about their business like Oleksandr Usyk. That's why so many people are quick to put him at the top of the list as one of the greatest to ever do it. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at Daniel Dubois and see what he's been up to in his career. Guys, Daniel Dubois is 22-2 with 21 knockouts. Out of 1,606 heavyweights in the world, he's ranked number 2. He's fought a total career of 95 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 95% career knockout to win ratio. He is the IBF World Heavyweight Champion. His adoring fans know him as Dynamite. And the 27-year-old Brit is a 6'5" Orthodox fighter with a 78-inch reach. He was born and raised and lives in Greenwich, London, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight AJ, 28-3, stopped him in the 5th. Filip Hrgović, 17-0, stopped him in the 8th. Jarrell Miller, 26-0, stopped him in the 10th. Usyk the first time, 20-0, he got stopped in the 9th. Kevin Lerena, 28-1, he stopped him in the 3rd. So it is that Usyk first fight that comes with controversy. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to the boxing game, go right now on YouTube and watch the first fight. Remind yourself or educate yourself on what happened. Dubois fans are going to tell you that that was a legal body rip. Usyk naysayers will say that Usyk doesn't like to get hit to the body, and the Dubois people feel that Dubois should have won by knockout, giving Usyk not only his first loss, but giving Dubois the victory. Usyk fans will tell you that the ref was spot on. They'll say that that punch was a low blow, and the ref was in the right to call a stop to the fight, give Usyk time to recover, and thus moving forward, this is why Usyk stopped Dubois in the later rounds, because as Usyk fans will say, he is just the better fighter. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at Oleksandr Usyk and see what he's been up to in his career. Guys, Usyk is 23-0 with 14 knockouts. Out of 1,606 heavyweights in the world, he's ranked number 1. He's fought a total career of 201 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 61% career knockout to win ratio. He is the IBO, WBC, WBO, WBA World Heavyweight Champion. The 38-year-old Ukrainian fighter is a 6'3" southpaw with a 78-inch reach. He was born in Simferopol, Crimea, Ukraine, but calls Oxnard, California, USA home. We last saw him fight Tyson Fury in the rematch, 34-1 UD in the 12th. Tyson Fury the first time, 34-0, won a split in the 12th. Dubois the first time, 19-1, stopped him in the 9th. AJ the second time, 24-2, won a split in the 12th. AJ the first time, 24-1, won a UD in the 12th. Look at Usyk's resume. Look at what he's done in both cruiserweight and in heavyweight. He's never been beaten. He's a smooth operator. There's so much to like about Oleksandr Usyk, both inside and outside of the ring. Ultra charismatic. He's adored by boxing fans internationally. When you look at how he goes about his business in the ring, like I said, he does a lot of feints. He does a lot of jabs. He's always moving. He's constantly giving you something to think about. He is the opposite of one-dimensional. So at the heavyweight division, these big boys are not used to seeing a guy moving like that, not used to having to make so many split-second decisions on the spot. So Usyk is a tough out for everyone. Thus, he's undefeated. When I look at these guys side by side, we know they fought once already. We know how it ended. Take it for what you will. Dubois did get stopped. We know what they've both been up to as of late. Usyk has beaten Fury twice. Dubois, in my opinion, is coming into his own. 98% career knockout to win ratio. 6'5", 27 years old. He is a nightmare. This version, in my opinion, is the best version of Daniel Dubois. But is it going to be enough to dethrone and be the first man ever to beat Oleksandr Usyk? Only time will tell. Guys, before we look at those Las Vegas odds and I give you my prediction, I want to remind everybody, I do live streams every single day. In those live streams, you'll be getting our weekly long parlays, our prop bets, over and unders, knockdown method of victories, and my locks of the week. But in these Stats Don't Lie videos, all you're going to get is my money line prediction. So remember, hit subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you never miss a live stream. All right, guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out our betting apps. The one I use down here in Sydney, Australia is called Sportsbet. And on the money line, Oleksandr Usyk is a $1.27 favorite, meaning you put 100 on him, you get your money back plus 27. The draw is 16-1. Dubois is a $4.20 underdog, meaning 100 on him, you get your money back plus 320 bucks. So Daniel Dubois is a little bit more than a 3-1 underdog. And guys, I have been wrestling back and forth all week on who I'm leaning on. Initially, a couple days ago, I was picking Dubois to win this fight. I just thought that his size, and I do think that his size, his power, his confidence, where he's at in his career, I think it's going to be and can be too much for Oleksandr Usyk. But will it be enough to beat Usyk? That movement he has, that ring IQ he has, the savviness, how he operates, it's still leaning me towards Oleksandr Usyk. So right now, on the money line, I am taking Oleksandr Usyk, the smooth Ukrainian southpaw, to do what he does best, and that's win. But guys, this is not an echo chamber. In the comment section below, I'm not going to be mad at you if you disagree with me, because I feel this is close to a 50-50 fight rather than a 3-1 dog fight. Let me know if you think it's going to be Usyk. Let me know if you think it's going to be Dubois. Also, if you haven't seen my breakdown, analysis, and prediction of Wednesday night's heavyweight clash in Sydney, Australia between two rugby legends, Sonny Bill Williams taking on Paul Gallen, stay tuned to the channel because that's coming up right now.